right, and then 3, 2, 1.
Okay. I know, it's always funny. So to start off with, could you please tell us your name, your year of graduation, and the degree you earned from the University of Michigan?
Okay, it's Annemarie Kammann. You know how to spell Kammann now. Graduated in 73, and my degree it's a Bachelor's of Science and then a certificate in physical therapy, because we went beyond the normal bachelor's degree. It was a 8-month program.
So why did you choose to attend the University of Michigan to attain your physical therapy certificate?
Okay. Physical therapy, when I got into it, it was sort of an unknown field. And what it was just like a major or minor. Okay. So I went in, I started out in biochemistry, which I thought then would be a nice stepping stone to either nursing or medicine.
Absolutely.
Got bored because I'm very outgoing, love to talk. And so it was like, this isn't a good fit. So I started looking around. I was in one of the nursing dorms. We had dorms that were all female, and I was in the nursing dorm that was all female, Cousins Hall, right across from the hospital. So got to talk to them, find out more about nursing, and went, no. Med school was still very much male dominated. And they said, if you come in, you can't get married, yeah. All this, yeah, you give me that look, but it was pretty
different. So
very,
different
very, very different. So went talked to a couple people in PT, and I thought, this I think I could do. This might be a good fit for me. And that's how I got into it. And the only other school that had PT at that time was Wayne State.
Okay. So. Absolutely. Yeah, physical therapy seems like a great career for you for being so outgoing and talking to individuals. It's definitely a great career for that.
Yep.
So what was your favorite memory during your time in the program?
Oh, gosh, there were a lot of them. I think probably one of my favorite ones was just being out in the clinic. And we had people assigned to us, and because we were in the hospital basement, yeah, I know. It was bad. I mean, it was like we walked in hospital and went 5 floors down to the basement. And we got to go up like in the mornings in places, and I really, really liked it when I was up at Mott. Met a lot of different kids. Had a very good person who was facilitator. That's what they were called at that time. I also enjoyed the burn unit, but I knew I could never work there. It was fascinating because they were on the cutting edge.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're in our integumentary class right now, so we've learned all about burns and how to treat them. Definitely interesting.
Yeah, and the thing is that I work down at Children's Hospital, and there's a lot of back and forth from U of M Mott to Children's and Children's to Mott. And it's for different things, and burns are one of them. Children's would keep some, but anyone that was, I'd say about 75% burnt we would send on to Mott.
And what kind of physical therapy were you interested in originally, and what did you end up working in? Okay,
originally peds. I did work in it. That's another story because Miss Wilson took us all aside, the one who developed this department. Right. Okay. She would take all of us individually, ask us what we wanted to do, and it was very much you should go into a general setting so you learn everything. But I was like, I really don't want to do that. I like kids. And she said I had to work with kids in polio, and she said, I don't know how you would entertain a kid. She goes, there was somebody there that when they were in the water said, look up, see all the stars there and everything. And she goes, and I'm just like, just move your leg. I'm thinking, yeah, she's not quite into peds.
No.
So she was very much, you need to get, in general. So Sue McQueen, who is sort of like the clinical ed director, she and I had a long talk, and she goes, if you want peds, you're going to have to fight for it, and I'll help you fight for it.
Wow.
So
that sounds really nice of her to do that.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite class in the time that you were at the program?
The clinical ed part.
Yeah, I can agree.
Yeah, it's because you're putting everything together. It's like you can sit there in the the classroom and sit there and say, oh yeah, this is how it is. And then, oh dear, this patient is not like that.
Mm-hmm. It's always so different.
Yes.
Absolutely. I know we're almost done with our didactic portion. We just have one more semester and then we're on full-time clinicals. And I'm sure everyone in my cohort can relate that we're very excited to be done with the exams.
Yep.
Until boards, that is.
Yes. Well, no, you still have exams too because you have the CPI.
Oh, yes. That is true. It's a little bit different than pen and paper.
No.
So who was your favorite professor or the one who had the greatest impact on you?
Probably Sue McQueen and then also Alice Johnson. She was very dynamic. You could tell she was doing PT with her heart, and that's what I have always told the students that I have had. Do it with your heart.
Absolutely. So where has graduating from the University of Michigan's physical therapy program taken you in life? Tell us about your career.
Oh, my career is very, varied and all over the place.
It's okay.
I was one of the first PTs that they had in the school systems.
Oh, wow.
So, and Sue helped me get contact. I was in Macomb Intermediate School District. I was in their early intervention. I got to start a clinic there, which was kind of based on a clinic that I had seen at Mount Carmel when I was a student there. Then after that, my husband and I were already married at that point. I had lost a child and then I had another one. And since he was a premium, as he called himself, I took a leave of absence and then kind of tried to get back in that way. But I was only able to work part-time, so I didn't have as much freedom to try a different program, do different things and things like that. So it was a little frustrating.
Absolutely.
But I was able then to get a position in Mount Clemens schools. And so it was 4 days a week. So that worked out fine. Worked there for a while. Then went back to the MISD for 2 years. Had our second child. Took a year off. And then I was just doing like per diem in the different schools and in the different hospitals. I did a stint down at rehab. I was at South Macomb Hospital, which I'm not sure if it's McLaren now or Ascension.
Okay.
We always laughed as clinical instructors when were they going to take the Velcro off back and forth. So, and then I went down to Children's where I was started out as a supervisor, ended up as a manager of the hospital downtown, and then also their in-house rehab program. Did that for 6 years, and then I got tapped to be an assistant DCE here at Michigan, and then the DCE. And then due to some major health issues, I left because it was too much, all the travel. But all through this for about, I did it for 18 years. I was one of the trainers for the clinical instructor program.
Oh, okay.
And I did it with Martha Schiller. She and I were paired up, and she's down at Wayne. She's the DCE down at Wayne. Their program expanded. She needed help. I could do it from home. I did the clinical visits that were real close to me, and then I helped her read the CPIs.
Okay. Sounds like you had a lot of different experiences.
And then I was still supposed to retire, but then I was still doing the level 1 and level 2 clinical instructor, and I finally sent all my stuff in this past March and said I am retired.
Congrats on retiring.
So we'll see. We'll see how long that happens. So
that's okay. So we're almost done with the questions. We just have one more, and that is, what was it like being in a relationship during your time in the program with someone who was also in the program?
Oh, it was real interesting. Miss Wilson was very much old school. She was Army trained. Didn't want any relations or anything like that. There were 2 girls in our class that were married that she didn't know they were married until second semester. That's how quiet it had to be. She found out Chuck and I were engaged. I got called into her office. Miss Florick, we'd like you to step back a year. And I said, no, I'm not going to. Wow. So, and it very much had to be, we were, In class, it was like he didn't exist. I didn't exist. Even like walking in and out of, classes and that. So just like totally he didn't exist there, So it was real interesting. But then after we graduated and that, Miss Wilson was just fine with it. And she acknowledged that we were engaged and when we were getting married and everything. And I was like, okay. But that's how she was. Okay. And to tell you the truth, the first day I walked into the department as an employee and I saw her picture, I kind of went, She still had that effect.
I'm sure. Certainly different from now, how males and females can be lab partners and work together. So definitely a unique experience.
Yes, and the poor guys had to change in a closet.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know. Chuck probably didn't say that.
No.
But yeah, they weren't stuck in a closet to change. He didn't even have a changing room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was so small. Everything was so small. And I look at this, how large this has become.
Yes, absolutely.
And the other thing, a fond memory was that our class was the first class to be able to wear a pantsuit. Otherwise, it was dresses.
Oh, wow.
White nylons and white shoes that had to be polished. And we still had to have white shoes polished. And Miss Wilson would inspect them.
Wow.
And our hair had to be up. And as you can see, I have very natural curly hair. Mm-hmm. My hair was longer. I got called in the office, I can't tell you how many times, because I come up from clinic and stuff, I'd have all these hairs coming out. Miss Florrick, your hair is out of place. Yes, Miss Wilson. So, anyway.
It's so different from how it is today.
Yes, it is. Very different. And I have always, stood by, admired, and encouraged students to follow their hearts and do it with their heart. And I am a very big proponent of clinical education. I still talk about it. Our church has a youth group. They wanted people to come in, and I came in and talked about PT.
That's great.
So
that was all of our questions. Do you have anything else you would like to add?
No, just good luck.
Thank you.
And do it with your heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's see, people don't know how much you care until you show them that. Okay?
Absolutely.
And you can get them to do anything.
That's great advice. Thank you for your time today.
Oh, you're welcome.